movement of microbes out of host, portals of exit, and modes of infectious disease transmission, Chapter 14. Contrast contact, vehicle, and vector transmission of pathogens. Contrast droplet transmission and airborne transmission. Contrast mechanical and biological vectors. So in this topic, we're going to cover portals of exits and modes of infectious disease transmission. For pathogens, it is a benefit to get out of the host while the getting is good. In other words, before the immune system attacks you. So there are various portals of exit. Now, if you take a look at this diagram that shows the portals of exit, they're pretty much the same thing as the portals of entry. Now, one thing to keep in mind is there are preferred portals of exit, just like there are preferred portals of entry. With a respiratory pathogen, the portal of exit is pretty much the same as the portal of entry. It's going to leave through tears, secretions of the nose, sneezes, saliva, sputum, you name it. If it's a GI pathogen, the portal of entry is going to be the mouth, the portal of exit is going to be the anus, or back through the mouth with vomiting. Next, under transmission, we're going to talk about contact transmission, vehicle transmission, vector transmission, under which we have mechanical and biological vectors. First up, contact transmission. This is where you have direct contact between the infected host and the prospective new host. Now, this can occur through sexual intercourse, kissing, touch. It can also involve fomites. Suppose I've got norovirus. I've got severe diarrhea. But I'm not feeling bad enough to stay away from work, and so I'm trying to drink more fluids, and you come and take a drink out of my water bottle here. That would be an example of direct contact through the use of an inanimate object or fomite. Also, with my example of sneezing into your hands and touching, say, a light switch, look at all of those fingerprints, that would be an example of a fomite as well. Then there is droplet transmission. This lovely picture of a sneeze. Droplet transmission is any time you have a globule of mucus that can stay suspended in the air for about a meter. Now, if you have aerosol transmission, where the droplets are smaller and go beyond a meter, that is considered aerosol transmission. It is no longer contact transmission. It is in the category of vehicle transmission, which we'll talk about in the next slide. But before we go to the next slide, I have another professionally done clip from Curiosity that talks about sneezes.